and how simple the lineup of YG is, but I feel like definitely mechanics-wise, it's also the easier to pull off lineup compared to Pro Esports lineup right now.
I agree. It's just that I would say Pro Esports, there's
ខុងមីង is back ចុយខុងមីងបាត់មុខមកតាណាយូមែន
that one is more of a
តាំងពីខុងមីងអាចបាត់មកធ្វើឲ្យកកា42ធ្លាក់ដុនដាបជាខ្លាំង
international tournaments for Cambodia. They've got a new representative who's looking to finally make it into the knockout stages. But will it be
បាត់យូរណាបាត់ឡើងមួយថ្ងៃណាបាត់មួយរយៈណា
shut down their
អរគុណ
dreams?
សុកបូរីសម្រាប់បុកលុយ 2000 រៀលទាយថាគាត់ងាប់ម៉ានបង
6 ដង
Game 1 of our second series of the day. It's all upper bracket for
អ
the
ត់ដាច់ទេ skill អត់ដាច់ skill god ទេអ្នកនេះអត់ដឹងទេ skill តើ knock out មិនដាច់ god
Thank you so much for the breakdown and welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go!
Match. It's to find out
ស្វាគមន៍មកកាន់
forward
អស់សាន់តែឡើង
អត់ដាច់ទេដកហាប់ជើង god skill វាតហាប់ជើងមិនដាច់
Both teams Miracle have been looking darn good.
ខុសហ្វ្រែបុកគាត់ហាប់ជើង
A
ហើ
little
យ
bit of a throwback. I feel like now that we've
Load
been
half
so
chừng.
much versatility and flexibility in the draft, this looks a little more standard.
អូយើងឡងរ៉ាងផោកអូ trust the process in cat god we trust the process អូបានមក clear ពីប៉ារីហ្គេងយើងហើយ
The fact that Pro picked up the phobia still though banning out the Arlet. And YG really seems like they're going back to comfort, something that they used to win MSL Myanmar back again. It's on the Fredrin.
Okay.
Fredrin
អូ
is
កាត់ទី
just a
ច្រឡំជួយ
different
កៃ
change
ស៊ី
of pace.
ចៃ KC មិនមកចូលលេងយ៉ាងឈ្ងួន
So far, a lot of assassins duking it out, but now you get a Fredrin, which makes sense with the lineup because you can play around that durability that this gives you. If you take a look at the emblem setup still too.
ចង្វាក់បេះដូងរៀងឡើងបន្តិចហើយបាទហើយភើតបន្តិចបន្តួចពេពេកំពុងតែកលុកបើហ្វេនេះរបស់ខុយលីក៏បានមកដល់យកបើមិនបានតែវាយមនុស្សមក first blood ពីកុយលី Oh my god
I guess is that a statement?
ចុយម៉ែនេះហូលសាហាវមែន Shout out to Paris gang Oh my god ស្អីលឺចុក
Yes.
Yo.
Coily.
The fuck
Straight into the orange
bro
ball set up by P. But dang, I didn't expect that damage, bro.
Yeah.
Straight up, walks up, flies through, and gets, even though Han
Man.
was able to secure level 4, he wasn't able to
ដឹង
tank
កុយលី
that
ដឹងមែន
damage. Now trying to steal this away from Coily. At least he gets a bit of compensation.
Something. Turtles up though. Both junglers have those retributions ready. They'll get in position for this one, but
ចូលមកចាក់ចុងដៃចុងជើងចឹងអើយអាវគ្គគូខ្មែរទេតាចាក់ចុងដៃចុងជើងអើយពេពេដាច់ពេពេតតកុយលីអស់មកណាFelix doing it Okay តរីសេតពេពេលេវែល3ទេអត់អីអរគុណ10សេន
So a bit of a trade. No one gonna get the turtle just yet. Jungler is going to grab their buffs for this one. We'll take a look at the replay by STC. Great setup here, to go ahead and capitalize that Mystic Gush, utilizing the Fredrin kit, but you get a lockdown, and you can see how dangerous it is for him, because if he's, in this he's actually shredded down quite quickly. He's not tanky enough just
Take a look at the items right now. We're talking about how Han can actually deal with Pro, right?
He's
on the way to the Dreadnought.
Okay,
Pepe. He should have just rushed that straight up.
អរគុណ KVIT KDS សម្រាប់បុកលុយ 25 សេន
មក thank you 25សេន
Yep.
មានអារម្មណ៍យើង give up យើង give up ដោយសារអត់ purple ណាមួយបើសិនយើងវាយកន្លែងហ្នឹងបើយើង fail យើងពិបាកវិញ Golden Hour នៅខាងក្រោយ Felix វាយវិញអីគេគេចេះអីប្រែម Yes Nice one This is Coily bro Why you បើក Fanny ឲ្យ Coily
You
know Coily
but you always have to remember when you're
មិនមែន Annie ទេបាទ
that being caught in those choke points around the walls, around the jungle, is not where you want to be. And, just after getting that objective, it all falls apart.
Oh my god, bro.
This was going so well, but then look at the back line.
អូមានអីទេយើងថាវាយបានទេនេះតែតែពាក្យវាយបាន
Swing in, pop that damage out while everybody else gets cut off from each other. So that's a really good game sense. Coming through from Pro Esports and the rest of the team.
Also a bit of a whiff from Blake.
អ្នកបងអ្នកគ្នា
from getting initiated on, but it only
អ្នកបងអ្នកគ្នាភរិយារបស់ បង្ជាឈុន
The double. Yep. This is the reason we don't see too many gourds, too many heaves now in this meta, right? It's just if you don't have flicker, you're dead.
They had their moment, you know, and
I guess that's one of the things as we gone through the days here for MSC is that development of the meta. And yes, some heroes that just feels like just weeks ago were doing so well are obviously struggling against us, but this is something that I would say Yangon Galacticos, if they get to, let's say, a late game and you get a little more durability to work with, you're able to go ahead and play around the golden hour.
Khmer đó dân đồng nghĩa xỉu xẻng nó phay căn đà phay về chạy trong này trong chương mà bẻ đôi nhung lang pi mà rồi mà phay direct mới phay cho mày.
To deal with that kind of burst physical damage that's coming through. Second turtle up though, as YG gets space to go ahead and work around this.
Đây dân miền PP Olot ai. Hey, tu sẽ nút bóng trắng mẹ sai nút bóng trắng.
For now between both fighting for this space.
Boss sky split.
One thing you got to take into account if you're
solo kills. Để dân tranh khóm kia cho khó lá, coi lý.
On the Moskov, he's chosen the bargain hunter for a reason. He knows its job. His job this game is just to farm out.
Let's do it. Bây giờ dân nhiều áp được thon tiết. Yeah, dân nhiều áp được thon tiết. Nice one. Good. Ê, cú sát. Này. Okay. Oh, 1v1. Kylie. Solo kill. Đi Sven ba đây. Làm sao
the rest of Pro Esports, they know that okay, objective Turtle's going to go over to YG. We might as well.
Nhưng bà up chiêu control là cái Fred chẳng lẽ Fred vô đấy nè. Đặt cho thon một tí. Đặt cho Red cho làm. Cú gian farm cú gian mùi slow nạp bong thì Fred mùi nó Fred mùi lại slow. Ôi phải trong lịch đô mà. Can là pay can là chết nó can là lịch nôm yeah. Ấy kề đấy của với tầm nia. Nè in cat god we trust the process. Ôi. Paris gang, shout out to Paris gang guys. Bang. Golden hour ultimate xá. Bắn. Kylie is coming back. Select đọ flicker mà Kylie. This is Kylie. Thôi lấy đã.
Great disengage.
Yeah, good use there. Again, to keep him at bay. Coily had an angle to go for, gets stopped in his tracks. Golden Staff here picked up by Sanji as they continue up the top. Here the Phoenix
này. Ngọc Kuzan mà. Mày. Chọn Golden Hour thì bỏ vô. Chọn passive. Hand khỏi. Từ nè, Popper. Từ nè, đập bạc kia lên trong chân nè. Pepe. Đây. Khỏi lý cho kill trần. Cú sén re ro lại nó cái vậy rồi. Giờ ta passive bao Marcel là nhảy ui chư mấy lại mấy.
Gets that double, but essentially will go down. And also, really good response from Kaize to come back and get P down with that Mystic Gush. So this is Paris gang ngay bên này.
Ôi, không Khmer giống nơi. Thì con Paris chán này. Oh my ơi. Trong lọc dương này. Tật đây dương đấy, nó bắt Frank. Tật đây dương đấy. Tật đây dương ta bật.
And pretty much if he finds one of the backlines of YG, it's almost an instant guaranteed kill for him. So they have to play around with that in mind. A bit of focus here, knocking down some of the tier 1 turrets up top. Coily.
Dude, against a Moskov, usually you'd see Fannies hesitate a bit, you know, like kind of think twice about going in. Coily, against a Marcel and a Moskov, walks up like that, or
flies around like that. Again, it's different in the hands of junglers like Coily. Again, he makes his way through this team fight.
Coily!
Oh! Yeah! Từ nè, bọn pro. Nó ngay chầm bôi lôi.
This Lord, as I said, goes to the back line. He's able to get a kill. Now with the numbers advantage.
វាយបដ ទៅ ខលី RNG ខលី RNG 3 yeah go San go San blessing do it ហើយបាំងព្រក់ពេអត់ដែរបានឡត
ចំណេញអត់បងបានឡតហើយងាប់ចឹង
អត់ដែរងាប់3ទេបើសិតដល់កុយលីមួយ Golden Hour ហ្នឹងធ្វើម៉េច
បងអាការគាត់សេទៅវាបែកអាចុងទៅលេងគាត់សេលឺទៅ
Taking out Coily like that. So for now, they found a little bit of momentum to work. They should clear out this Lord relatively easy.
Chạy thăm đâu này?
Starting to go in their favor.
Mời thăm thế này. Thế này.
That he needs at this point. And the rest of the team is starting to get tanky enough to deal with it. It's more about the execution part, the micro part when it comes to
can let đai nào kìa. Cloud bia mà dạng mà nè. Tại dân thở execute God.
Against Coily. If he's taken out and he doesn't
game này ai du. Dân ai vai split bây giờ.
That's just unfortunate because your whole game plan is I'm gonna get a sun off, Mystic Gush real quick, get some people low, and build off of that. But he knows he's gonna be a target, and so now for YG they have to adjust these team fights.
Team fight យើងបើសិនជាយើងបានមកផ្លូវយើងចំណេញដោយសារតែប្រភេទរ៉ូយើង split ច្រើនអញ្ចឹងយើងចំណេញ
Okay, that was just unlucky by Blink. Second time miscoordinated by Han and
Blink. Annie ហ្នឹងឯងក្នុង Discord ខ្ញុំ Annie ដែរ
Delayed the Lord.
ខ្ញុំហ៎
Coily was already dead, but Han
អូ off flicker បានខ្សែអត់អី 110 ពេញបានពេញតន់ឡតហ្នឹងខ្ញុំពេញតន់អត់អី flick ពេលហ្នឹងល្អខ្សែល្អណាមួយមិញបែក passive បែកយូរហី
It can backfire in a way that you don't expect. Now it's pretty much even across the board, except for the fact that you got a couple extra turrets. Pro Esports off that Lord take, off that Lord push. Helps open the map a little bit for them, but they still have plenty of time to go ahead and find something here. You've got some pressure on this purple buff.
They're gonna all in on P. Flicker out of the Brazers wrap and a Mystic Gush already. That's gonna be Coily with the damage. Oh, the mount as well. Big.
Golden Hour. Golden Hour. Ở đây đạch PP thôi. Roamer for Roamer, Flicker for Flicker. Okay.
For the past 12 minutes here. And you're seeing it too. Now because of these items falling into place for Yangon and Galacticos, you can't
bọc cua khlang, bọc cua ai này.
Aside from the Gord, Kaize, for Coily to go ahead and get, because just again you have enough durability at this
point. Goal, okay.
You have to start to rely on.
So Coily miễn này. Chạy cái này mày thấp chứ.
Turn the tides of these team fights. But you see it here. This is a team fight comes through. Peace surviving this is also
observer lại chuộng mơ đấy mấy.
Staying alive, and then he mounts up and brings back into that very defense blink. So really good timing there. But Han also gets his revenge again. He had a tough start to the game on his friend, but so far he's really found footing.
And the gold lead is non-existent for YG versus Pro.
Rồi mà Felix bạn lên nha má ơi. Ở đây Felix to chap Moscow. Rồi có chap bot. Nhưng cái ta Felix to chap Moscow cho nên chứ đâu một á.
Qualification to knockout stage. Han holding on a neutral objective, jumps on P. No flicker, Mystic Gush, and the Brazers wrap to take him down on Felix. Gonna get caught by the taunt as well. Sanji clearing out mid. Kozen doing the same thing, but the wave up top is good for Pro.
Oh, they're gonna fight for this Lord here. It's at half health. They know they're down P. They're gonna just blitz this Lord though.
Dân nhiều áp. Bây giờ đó ha, tao nó dân nhiều áp. Lord Lord, Village. What the fuck? Felix and Sa. What the heck is that?
Really helping. They're trying to hold on to this mid turret, but man, another Lord.
Flicker. Này. Oh my god, is that?
Jail free card.
Oh.
Gets caught in a frozen moment. Oh my god, it went a crowd.
Oh, mảnh bà sao giờ tao thành nó ngon.
Coily wants part 2. With the cables, this time trying to bait out a battle spell.
That's actually pretty big though. The Winter Crown being down at least is something as they approach the base. That's what they want to play off of this Lord here now that everyone's going to be up. But again, at least for the Gord, at least for Kaize, he still has Flicker. He can just kind of post up in the base, help clear things out. The
hey.
buffs though, man.
Oh,
taking a ton of damage too.
về mùi về chưa
Lord makes its way up top now.
dính
Gonna be stopped here. Clearing out the Lord. This might be all they get. They do get some damage done to that top base turret, but still, defense and their composition will clear things out relatively quick.
Rồi, make play. Chốt make play.
For the last couple Lords here. It's got to be the retribution for the next one, man. It's going to be so important for either team to go ahead and secure that to get this momentum as we look at the items coming into place.
Oh my god, mà chốt mấy lots hả?
Between the XP
combo.
laners, but sorry, Felix is actually
mày ơi.
just kind of be in that front line that he needs to be focused.
Ok, dân mấy item chặt chanh một tiết mà phải gắn cái mấy item mong dướng Roscoe, cái mấy cái mình bên đặt cho mấy item AC, Chatty Portal, ok, uổng nó mạnh chẳng phải bị tan này. Chatty AC chắc mạnh dân vay Việt trừ.
It shouldn't even be possible. Again, I would have loved to see the instant replay there. How did he get his hands on it? Because
Let's go pro
it didn't really look like Coily was in a position to steal. Han had a free retry, it almost looked like.
Yeah, again, at this point, that retribution battle needs to come down between the two junglers here for this next one. But both teams have been showing that they will take offs if they can. It's a bit of a tough game, I'd say, for YG too, just because you got to keep tabs on Coily. Where is he pushing? Where is he going? As you look at the difference here between the XP laners, what they've been able to go ahead and secure. Ying can essentially do the same thing. We saw that in the earlier team fights. You know, be in that front line for them. He can help kind of give that vision too. Phobius, though. Whoa. Oh, hold on.
Man.
Nice try. Yeah, he's able to get away just fine. Again,
nice. Problem với ba chấm cứ gọt, thật bọ gọt chanh. Hôm nay party gang man mình, hay là party gang mình.
On those far lanes to match the Fanny. Heck, I think they might even be able to clear it out. Oh, wait, Kuzen can't be standing behind those minions like that, man. The piercing damage of Sanji is starting to hurt.
Yeah, it does.
Ultimate. Vay máu ultimate gọt mũi ấy.
They're gonna make their way.
To lót.
They're gonna try to zone out.
Ở đây reset. Anh go down now. Anh biết go down now. Này. Pepe.
Pepe nó nồng này.
Ở đây chỉ có cháu. Ý anh ngọt. Chỉ có baby. Chỉ có baby. Quay. Ba. Mùi.
Anh mới gón cô đỏ lươn này là
lươn tay mấy anh toán này mà lọt nó cái dân do ban mà
dạ toán này mấy anh tôm miên a tôm bê bánh
hắn
They got the Lord to deal with.
You're
seeing how much of a push and pull it is for both team compositions now at this stage of the game to really execute it properly based on the ultimates they have plus those battle spells. Once again with that Lord coming up, YG shouldn't have a problem.
Mày bị clear mid lane nó man tọt má này. Nó đây hai mình. Nó bị clang này.
As they clear these waves out.
Ôi yo đang bờ mùi trái chiến.
It's a little troublesome for Pro Esports on approaching this because again when this Lord is dealt with quickly in those waves, those powered up waves, you might even just get a tier 2 mid lane off of this. I mean they're looking for their own window of opportunity, but
rồi bà bọc về đai với gọt mùi Moscow xuống tốc tia cho mai cục thua mai lột lên làm bên năng tạ penetrate là nó nghe cục thua quay thua nữa giờ tới dân do lót bạc bốc tay và dân sim mình được ban là bạn dân này
there's no chance you can break that formation. They're playing under those turrets, right? And that's why with Sanji and Kaize, as long as these two are still alive and those frontliners can just hold in front with the towers, there's no way Pro can actually siege them down. They're going to have to win it through a team fight.
Yeah. This one, Oily, get a couple hits off. It might be the best thing you can do, you know, just playing around Coily, get a couple hits on the turret, do it on the other side of the map, because they both know they have to just play around Lord. The pick-off potential starts to come down to can we use a
concealed split the
teams have been doing such a good job at just going to be in there for each other, answering the call if some pressure comes through. Good little take on that purple buff, though, Coily.
Ruthless.
do nó ban to thiệt bò bờ dân cắt mà dân do thiệt em ở đây là cái đi lên bàn đập mùi gỗ con này là PK khang miền mà cái khang này miền mà cái man này cái đăng tha control nó do mình lên mùi assassin dân bán ấy cái triêm do control mình lên mùi assassin chẳng cái prepare vào
throughout MSC, especially, you know, you're reminded once that Fredrin gets picked up in a lineup.
Bộ cái đăng cho ba tha bà sân gì do assassin đôi nhóm xua chứ tha assassin hiên linh mà assassin đó bỏ hiên linh giả tịch ngó mày không phải cái lúa ngó mày quạt chữ đây phải không? Cái lúa rồi tiệt lính ao chỉ mất. Này mà flick kìa cái off flick wow god off flick ngó phải không?
And a flicker for P. Yep. It's all this battle of resources at this point. Coily, as hell of a start that he had in this game, he knows that he can't just throw himself into the arms of YG.
Automat dân pha cái lúa hay năng chợt thiên môi sân.
At least cut that wave through. YG's going to make an attempt on this Lord. It's half health right now, but Coily will be here in time to face off.
He has no flicker. They know it. They're going to try.
No, okay.
He's able to survive. Oh my god.
Mang. Anh không biết là đã trao môi sân. Không biết là trao. Mập lính. Anh không biết là đã trao môi chạy khỏi lính. Cung sến. Anh không biết là trao. Viên đã trao bay lên. Ba chục vật tinh vật ba bi môi mà khói bà khói. Năng. Ngóp đà ngóp. Ăn ngóp điện. Thằng này nó đuổi gì? Lọt chưa? Mau mình nhắm đông xuôi SB mau. Wait. End game. Anh nó off flicker đã, end game. Ê cho lót đây. Mẹ làm lót từ nó chứ.
Let's look at this replay again. Started things up with the Mystic Gush over here. This fight breaks off into two areas. Collapsing down, golden hour used into that Fury of the Phoenix. Meanwhile, also
trốn một trên này.
Pro Esports is going to secure themselves that Lord there, but you know that was a fight that was dissected
Lord.
And that's one of the things that Fanny will do too. You know, you were able to go ahead and split the fights up.
Flicker 7 viên ti miên 6viên ti ke 3 6 ok Moscow មាន Flicker Massa Flicker យើងអាចនឹងមានវិញសម្រាប់ពេលសល់អាចនឹង20វិនាទីសម្រាប់ Felix នៅមួយគូសែនសម្រាប់ពេលបុកផ្ទះបើយើង delay lot នឹងបានមួយ lot នេះគឺមានទាំង Flicker សម្រាប់គូសែនវិញទៀតគូសែនវិញណាឆើ90ដូចជាអត់តមានទេ80ហើយអាហ្នឹង80ហើយអូចេញវិញអាហ្នឹងវិញណាឆើ
Bootless at this point for both of the gold laners.
Okay, clear out these waves. Lord is up top. It's gonna get that charge in. Taking out the base turret. YG has no choice but just to let that go. They're gonna have to deal with
trong phở có bạch trang men. Nhóm có mới gameplay này trong phở bạch trang. Bạch trang cái trong liên tục tia ao dương fail bục. Bạch trang kì. Nó bạch kì. Mày kê. Paris gang sáng kê. Tập theo ban mùi. Bay play tao mùi. Mà flick, pi flick, kê mà flick. Ok, ban, vài tăng thì pi ban. Rose go, yes. Đô mình chụp vắt phong. Yes, trời. Này. Mà véo điện, tranh khéo tiếc, cùng vay không tiếc.
Pro are still lingering. That's
Rose gold đây vay lăng chiếm mình. Rose gold bắt đây.
Pro Esports off that evolved Lord will take down and strip.
Bay play cái bạc thành theo lon mình dương này. Tại này cứ vì do control làm bay do objective lên early snowball plan tí 1 plan tí 2 chẳng lên tục tia là bay dương bốc fail. Do tao xa ơi ngọt à. Còn thằng cả anh là liên nhóm cất khơi mòn cat god cái cất khơi như dương đấy rồi.
Wind of Nature sitting on Sanji. Sanji has been doing a great job just staying alive because he's so pivotal for them to actually be able to stay in this game. Kaize as well, very happy with his Mystic Gush timings, but he's got to go in a way where we saw in that last fight where he pops the Winter Crown, he wins the Crown, still looks so good, even when he's frozen, but again, it's better for him to go ahead and do that in the base. But this time, now 24 plus minutes in the game, this Lord, I don't know, man. If Pro Esports able to secure it, even with this kind of defensive lineup YG has, I don't think you can defend against that. Coily still pushing in that bottom wave. He knows it's going to force someone from YG, force Sanji to go clear that out, respond to it.
Holy moly. Even with the
pressure minion
Coily decides to shove it. Straight inside the base. This means Sanji gonna have to deal with it. And he shows up on the map.
Blink bị coi.
He hasn't been a crowd. Positive consecration. That's the fear of the Phoenix faded out already by YG.
Hey. Aaron thôi Aaron. Mà khỏi cái vay một cái nó khỏi chơi.
He's handled the waves really well. YG. This is a Lord dance as ever. Still.
Ở đây dân miền Tây liệt khai ban chú à. Coi Litana các bạn này. Dân miền Ultimate chợt thiên dân miền cho mình đang phơ bia, dân miền cho mình đang glue. Cái trăng pha lót của cái pha tranh này. Lọt đen. Reset lọt mà reset. Ý thấy cái này. Giờ lọt bán ngọt bắt. Flex thôi sẵn. Chẳng nó này, chẳng nó. Khỏi ly. Chữ vật. Chữ vật. Ở đây tộc ban. Tao ban. Ai vẫn đang tranh về tem mà bạn dương vãi bàn. Khỏi ly Caton.
Knowing that the Lord was secured by YG. Really good timing against Sanji. Might have been his first kill, but it was an important kill.
Cụ tiệt 7 tiệt 4
to
em đó.
win them the game here. They've got a really strong evolved Lord to march down this mid lane.
Bên này cho thu gián. Sai sắp vị. Lo tại đó lại sau 20 vị. Mồm đã spawn time tranh. Để tao dân có khai tại Ultimate bong cái gì. Ok, khai ra.
The game plan here might just be to knock down some base turrets.
Stand ở đây. Ở đây anh ngon.
That fear of the Phoenix from Sa buying them a bit of time. Now can they clear this Lord? Base turret I think will surely fall. Sandy's on it already. But hold a second, after that charge, it doesn't seem like YG have the resources to push them forward even more. It's just going to be the base turret that evolve Lord. Pro again. Able to defend through the wins they got all the way from the start of the game. Those base turrets on the side lane, nice.
Yeah. So
đây. Tráng tốc té sót mà.
7,000-ish goal. Again, at this point, it's more about switching the items, but they did lose that lead that they had. They also lost a base turret off of that. So YG now in a position, now in a seat to actually go ahead and be in a better position to win the next Lord fight.
Khỏi lý thật đâu phải thâm do Immortal được có.
With whatever Coily is going to do. He's the only guy that can push the opposite side of the map. And Sanji so far has been the guy that YG has counted on to deal with it.
Oh, dude.
Fast reaction.
Very squishy, Patrick. Yeah. In the face of Mystic Gush late game.
Yeah, it's definitely hurting. Flicker down is something for YG to play around with. Some big waves down bot that they're going to have to deal with too here, but it's just playing around each other because they just know that if Coily jumps into this backside, even on guys value, everything comes down to battle spells or defensive items now that we get this point.
Mấy bây giờ team fight đang mang vô đặt đấy.
28 minutes, man. This has to be, if not our longest, one of the longest so far for MSC groups.
Longest à?
The longest mà MSC.
It's going to take some time to go ahead and take this one down as both teams get in position. A whole lot of immortalities. Sanji clearing up that bottom side.
Mà lọt xe giờ bà ban dân mà lọt đi. Dân số lên.
Pushing out Han here. Just fighting for this space right now. Pro Esports trying to control this space around the Lord, but it's just too much to hold.
Simon Ultimate. Yes, okay. Chẳng lấy sniệt năng ơi, coi lý đăng bà rào ơi.
And that's where the mechanics come through. 28 minutes.
Yeah.
The macro, obviously, but you have to be clutch in these moments. You have to be the one to make the play to win the team that game.
This is like the most macro game we've seen so far. like one of the biggest ones too at this point. Game one, Coily's just going to go ahead and sit down to that bot side, but rotating down. Sanji and Blink. Mr. Gush already used. Lord's going to go for a bit of a reset.
That is a big whiff. Coily Stays for a bit too long, gets caught by the spear.
You big nó còn you big. Tại đây.
Had to be also that snapshot.
Bắt đôi
right? I mean, and they got him on the wall there too. That spear. That is a huge pickup. And now.
Cái phở ultimate đóng của linh nguyên phở ultimate đóng.
Lo nó mang kê điên mình.
Cái đôi chởn kì.
YG cleared out the waves and they know.
Nhưng thời thì lấy lót nữa. Tại mình nên bị pressure tiền.
Ôi, khôi lý cả. Ôi, là bẹp bẹp.
Mình chỉ vật ở đây. Sao flicker. Ok, đây. Trái môi bạn. Cục kho. Lột tao bên. Thu xé tao bên.
Ôi, ngon rồi.
Flick.
Goes in as immortality, but he's gonna go down to Ying. A big bonk sends Han, or rather Felix low. But now it's Sanji with nature. That's an immortality already down. The sound gonna get flickered down, but he finds immortality.
Nice.
Wind of nature, everything with the wind of crown as well.
Từ off đây.
It's a big wipe for YG as they come back in game number 1.
Đạch Khôi Ly. Đạch Khôi Ly đây, Khôi Ly nó dùng stick ra đấy. Vài ban đi.
For the majority of that game, a composition built around base defense.
Thì đa năng ngóp, Luta mà Thiết Lan ấy trong rùa mới là play môi purify. Trong mấy ông cắt ha mà Thiết Lan ấy purify. Mà Thiết Lan purify là cái đấy Midland mấy cái này. Midland ai purify mà đời. Nhưng cái đó mà Thiết Lan nó purify. Bởi dân bộ mà Thiết Lan nó đuối ngóp rồi. Sao rồi? Trả nó chọc rồi. Khi bo trả nó cái nơi mà Thiết Lan.
Hey, we appreciate that raid day. You know, I see you climbing right there, but let's go ahead and jump into this one. It's me and Mirko to bring you the action right now. Again, it's interesting drafts across the board. Another unique pick. Yangon Galacticos, last game paid off with patience.
Let's go, Pro!
Now, Pro Esports, I like it, man. This is all playing for your Yi Sunship.
Upper bracket nè, upper group bracket, group bracket, group stage, group B. Flicker mu spell chiêm này. Đây. Ở đấy bênh bênh. Chất sắp thấm móm mà miên đi. Mà móm miên spell bênh là pe đài thật khó tranh. Ok.
The thing is, it's a barrage with the help of Matilda.
You know, it's one thing to have one frontliner who can just go anywhere. You know, with the help of the Matilda, and even so, if I recall correctly, the Matilda can also do some interesting things with a Nixia pick, man.
Reset xa. Nice. Reset. Còn mấy cái khơi map reset, còn mấy cái khơi map. Là cái khơi map kêu cho chăng là lời. Nice. Đi bán với thôi chẳng. Làm sao chị?
A Purify out first blood for Han still despite the Purify from Felix.
So that's an upper hand.
Đây lên bàn. Cái lệnh đánh vào đây. Vừa mấy đăng map đã tay ở bản thiết đa cái ô lươn vậy. Bản thiết đa ô Hirara tao lươn. Mobility cái lươn đó nè. Rồi mà chơi mẹ là job shoot fire à. Mà thiết đa vẹn đang thử job shoot fire à. Vậy mà đấy nè. Do mình pull aside cái đó để do mình đàn city và problem rồi đàn city nè. Âm lầm của mình. Cái do vào này blessing my sir smooth speed midland roamer cái smooth speed flying cloud mà bên lươn nào thế giờ anh biết là đi chui lấp láng chiếm on mà chẳng on bà trai ông mà cả đồ
Yeah, I really like that sound effect there, Miko. That was a good one. Now
fighting it off. Nói phải pé tới phải pé pẹ ly phải rột trâu này đắng bay vô siêu ra cho lôi
a little bit of extra gold off these gold plating too, so this is all really starting well for Yangon and Galacticos, and I think that's why even our panel was kind of mentioning this with the composition that Pro Esports brought to the table.
Mình Ruby at ban mau rồi, cứ rẻ là ban mau. Cứ rẻ là ban mau.
Bodies, I mean, even an extra one with the Eternal Guard to protect you and give you space. But if you're not able to go ahead and utilize that and let Coily get farmed up here, scale up, it's going to be really difficult for him. I mean, look what Han is doing to Coily's jungle.
Hey, if he can win on a utility jungle in this meta, imagine what he does on a Hirara.
I wonder how he feels after going from a Fraser to a Hirara.
Hey, to be fair, I think Han's just chill
with
it,
man. Mơ ấy. Nhưng miền Vision đấy. Ơi, hổm chui, cái này chui, còn cái này chui. Trắng ngó mà. Cắt ra. Cắt ra. Cắt ra. Dư tích ở đây, mười. Đây, dư tích. Mà do ultimate tiên skill mà nó ngà combo rang dâng lên.
Composition to see in motion. Well, there it is. You do something like that. Looking at the replay brought to us by STC. Brings it a little bit too far, you know, but
ultimate có thở làm bay thôi khỏi.
I see. Flicker usage there to stay.
Mấy một sao ultimate á mà cái thiệt này nó thở pin á chim pẹt cả đảo. Sao háo á nè, lục bia.
That is after losing that close 30-minute game. This is usually what happens, you know, after you lose a close 30-minute game, it might be a quick one in game 2. We saw the Burmese fans earlier.
Yeah.
Up on stage.
Ở đấy là dân hiện lên tích mình vay mà. Là dân bạn vay earlier. Keeper utility dân dân còn miếng utility cầm bố ra tay còn hai cái min healer. Người ta trả min healer Keeper mobility đầm bay do ca rotation lướn đầm bay vay dừng.
Pulled in the Dino, Eternal God as well. Bull Brush comes around, the red tree is good for Coily. Dives onto Han, on turn for a bit, able to escape with the help of the flask of the Oasis.
Mùi, experience aroma, nice, do ban được thôi.
Big win for Pro finally, XP and Turtle.
Yeah, that's something they needed. At least get the objective secured.
Dân splitter lỡ của sàn farm còn. Ruby có miếng tìm mấy cái này là lát có miếng tìm mấy cái hack này update ai Ruby miếng tìm mấy miếng đằng spell về.
Keep Cozen back here. You know, one of the things too, speaking of this, hold on, circling Eagle.
Oh, stun. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Trong cú sẽ nó sẽ co bình.
Welcome to the Thunderdome. We need a thunder effect, man.
Ôi, kia tao back up mà sẽ hiên nữa. Mấy bà sân về xa, chai spell cho thơ được file hay gì nữa. Ruby ai cũng hay Ruby bày nhật ta đấy. Ok. Wow, chăng dương mà wrist flicker này nó thấy còn rõ, nè wrist flicker. Dương bà này đây dương chai flicker. Sale bán dương sale rồi nữa. Còn nào mối trả dương phân lơ lẹt đại. Skill bao vách sẵn á chui tới rồi. Nếu mà skill ngọt.
So Pro are just going to take it slow, but YG scaled pretty well as well with the Ixia, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're just going to have to find out again. 2,000 gold lead for YG. We've seen massive gold leads.
Cũng biết này dân flop khơi đôi cho mình chầm lại.
Very good games like yesterday, Falcons Meta against IG. They held like an 8,000 gold lead. IG were able to come back through forcing Falcons Meta to make mistakes.
Seems to be the case, you know, whatever team makes these mistakes kind of gets punished on them. The teams so far that have been competing throughout MSC, they all do that really well. Once they see an overstep in the opposing team, they're able to go ahead and punish it. Now this is also just the nature of the position you have, you know, with a Eudora. I mean, there's a reason why Eudora has picked up so much now in that hero pool. Last Turtle, though, again, playing around that stun that you have, the mobility that Matilda brings, YG will wait for their own moment.
Goes in. Oh, the top missed. Ying's going to be pulled back as well. Oh, great taunt to read the flicker too. But it won't be a kill. They're just buying time right now for Coily to get his hands on it. One Han walks up. Great CC from the circling.
Hey, let.
To steal it away now, Han locking him down.
Sanji. Oh, two.
PP with a walk up, a taunt that doesn't land.
Nó giờ nó sao lẹp điện.
again. It's the combo.
Đây.
It's a Belleric. He should be able to get away.
Đánh. Chay. Tôi lẹ lọt thôi. Lẹ đập lọt thôi. Ở đây. Lẹ đập lọt thôi. Ở đây. Khôi ly phong cam một cắt chất cho lẹt game.
This looks like it would be so good for Pro Esports, but Blink with that Matilda coming through on the circling eagle, and then Han able to swoop on, get that, and then capitalize a kill. You know, this is one of the things you got to watch out for. We've seen it before where Hirara gets like max stacks on the Sky Piercer, and next thing you know, you're gone. You know, and so Pro Esports, even if they want to buckle in a little bit for this, it might be one of those cases where you don't want to wait too long.
Cho máu xử lý bộ đây cho bé. Nhưng mai tao với nhỉ, nó đi. Đây còn hai phe nhắm trụ mơ nhưng mà ban mơ của mình. Let game. Ở đấy nó lên bàn trán đấy ổ không phải. Mui mà. Trát nữa. Uranus let game tán này cái bạn chứ. Che đâu bộ sầm em thôi lục Luna gà vậy.
That YG get intimidated by the aura of a Uranus.
All right now too. Look at this pressure.
Again, no CC from Felix. He can't chain it. So I can drop down as much CC as he wants to.
Anh đấy, Felix nói thôi đó, Felix năng trời.
But I'm offended or I don't run Wolf King. Han's gonna be good, bro.
Yeah, Han's got a lot of space to work with, just by himself basically.
Mặt bẹ bao nó ngày. 4 ngày là ngày đó.
They get in position. Again, some of the ultimates were used in the previous fight, but they should be back up for this, depending on how Pro Esports stalls this out. Whoa. Oh, Mount Shocker used.
Oh, good usage. 1v4.
Ở đây. Anh ngọc sai. Kuzen. Kuzen. Ở đây. Ở đây môi so Kuzen. Mặt đá hay so mặt đá thế rồi.
To keep Coily back again, there's still an attempt it looks like from Pro Esports.
Cái này dân ca toàn flying cloud thôi. Reset lot mua mà. Đó. Retreat. Hot man. Đặt Coily vậy. Ra cái lại này cái bait. Dùng miền vách sẵn tóc chép á, là đấy là em mùi.
And so just line up Pro Esports into it. And you know they want the Lord. I mean, look at this replay here. Again, Han popping that winner crown.
What a bait.
And just following through the full barrage. And then comes in, help clean up. After getting the Lord, that's a whole lot of value for YG off of that fight. And now Lord in the mid lane.
Man để mấy cái nơi mà thiêu đá. Nơi mà thiêu đá. Ở chậm mà thiêu đá bạn lên rồi. Man để make anh xía tay man một cái món mà thiêu đá. Anh nghe nhảy bên nhân. 11 có bậc ham 11 tộc man này lo team môi đã. Cái mà rốt tao mà bà rắn nó được ultimate nha, riêng cái biết đôi kia mà mơ đăng. Mà đăng thả năng ultimate đây có tao phạt.
This is such a problem.
Tại dân tộc té này đây 11 sân rồi.
If you go too far forward, if you're Pro Esports, you're gonna get stunned, or you're gonna get circling eagled, or you're gonna get Daytona's welcome. Like this is what I'm talking about. With there was so many options.
Nhưng impatient. Nam môi ắt vô bị cái bộ cái tham mấy á. Giờ mình nói là nãy bờ đặt thêm mơ gameplay. Cái vô Hirara mà bệt, vô invincible đánh vay Hirara. Cái invincible mà xa tiết, và tọa máu ultimate tranh máu mà. Đặt khỏi lì vào. Kuzen. Shit.
That gives Han a double. Now on Felix. Can he get it? His hands on the 80 stacks of the Sky Piercer.
Trời ma, flank bị khỏi xa trời ma.
To send Young Gun Galacticos to the knockout stage of MSC at EWC 2026.
What a dominant game 2 for Yangon Galacticos after an endurance.
តអាយសិនតមកធ្វើការវាស្រី
They just came
មកក្បាច់ហ្នឹងវាយើងបាក់ចាប់ពេកក្បាច់វាសាហាវក្បាច់នេះ
Did they execute it well? Talk about draft diff for this one and just execution. Again, Yangon Galacticos, familiar names across the board for the most of us here that have watched international MLBB, and they are a team that just does it so well in so many different ways. And they're definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with.